welcome, merry meet. Now I'm going to have a reading for Capricorn for the month of June. A little late, but we all know about the Mercury retrograde, so I'm excused, you know. Oh, look at this Labradorite. Isn't it beautiful? I don't know if the cam catches it. Yeah, you see the little bit of the blue shine and gold shine, but beautiful, you know. So let's see. Da, 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 da. I will put these cards here. So let's see. Capricorn, what's in store for you for the month of June? Let's see. Oh, I almost forget to, you know, the shuffling. Oops. Okay. You know, usually we bend the cards, but I will not destroy my beautiful cards, not this deck. Though you might hear me do it with other decks, but not this deck. The cards are a little bit more fragile. So let's see, Capricorn, what's in store for you for the month of June. And this is a general reading, so I will try to cover every aspect of it. For the sun, moon, rising, maybe even Venus and Mars and Saturn. And if you are a cross watcher or just landed on this video, maybe there was a message for you that you needed to hear. So oh, the chair is so loud. Let us see, Capricorn, what's in store for you for the month of June? Okay. Three more times. Okay. Look at this extra card that fall out right there. So let's see. Oops. It seems like there's, for many of you, you know, you are an earth sign. And with the extra card that falls out, I feel like many of you are hesitating with something, especially when it comes to emotions, you know. It can be of course, in this month of June that there's something that you're hesitating about. And because of this hesitation and this necessary decision that you need to make is delayed, it creates some stagnation around you, you know, like a pause in your life where you are not getting anywhere. If there's something that you are hesitating about, this is the right time, and this is a message for you to make up your mind once and for all. Because if you don't do that, you are in the risk of losing people that are close to your heart or something that means a lot to you, you know. And that is the for me the meaning of judgment when it comes like that, upside down. And yeah, as I said, that this is the time to make up your mind once and for all, Capricorn. And I don't know why, but you know, sometimes judgment upside down can mean the fear of death. But you know, death can come in many forms, you know. And in one plane, it seems like it just stands for great changes. And I feel like many of you are afraid of changes. And that you have this tendency, Capricorn, to not act upon things that you know that you should do something, but you just don't do it, you know. There is this lack of initiative, you know, that maybe you're overthinking the problem so that you end up deceiving yourself in some way. Maybe there's something that you are this decision or this thing that you know that you need to do, maybe this comes from, I feel like there is something here that's not true. Maybe you know, Seven of Swords stands for deceit sometimes. Sometimes it means that you can also deceive yourself, you know, with words and thoughts and communication. Maybe there's someone around you or yourself that is creating you are creating this. Maybe you have talked bad or went behind that person's back or those people's back, that you are afraid of facing the truth. Or it can be that you are deceiving yourself, you know. And this fear of change seems to me that is playing a part here of the delays and putting decisions aside, because you don't want to make a decision because you're afraid of change. You know, emotionally, judgment upside down usually stands for some kind of loss or defeat. Maybe you and your partner needs to be away from each other for a while. Or you are experiencing a kind of a breakup. Maybe one of you have to leave or move away from each other. So that feels like a breakup, you know. Maybe some of you have to do some work in another town, maybe even another country, so that you are forced to be away from each other for a while. But if it has been going bad with the relationship, it can actually be that the relationship is going towards the end, you know. If the relationship is bad, but you know that best yourself what suits you. You know, it can be that the relationship is about to end or is going downhill, and have been going downhill for quite some time. But it seems like maybe some of you are not able to say goodbye yet, you know. And let's see. It seems like there is a lot of invitation and party or possibilities if you are playing your cards right, or accepting the invitations to parties, you know. Maybe some of you are drinking too much. Maybe some of you are having a little too much party, you know. There is this, someone is going behind your back. But there is this decision, and that place, you know, like I said about the judgment and delays and not acting when you should. You know, the card is also talking about you sitting there with all these possibilities but not using them. Maybe your mind comes in the way of your emotions, because Four of Cups to me is sometimes, especially in a placement that is negative, talking about people that are not satisfied with anything. Nothing is good enough for them, or at least that you can't appreciate the happiness when it gets there, you know. It's it seems like the conflict for you in the month of June is that you seems to be too much caught up in your own head, that you are not seeing the offering that you actually get, you know. And I feel like this is it seems to me when it comes to other people, there's someone with authority in your life. There has been a lot on your mind. Maybe an Aries or someone with authority. Maybe you, when it comes like that, it seems to me that you surround yourself. Maybe you are your friends or people around you is, you know, not following the rules. Is going against authority, you know. Sometimes when the Emperor shows itself upside down and in outside influences on the reading, so I feel like there's something negative there that has to do with this drinking or partying or friends, you know. Three of Cups talks about celebrations, good celebrations, funny. But you know, too much fun can kill you. Just like too much love can kill you. So there is this need for you to cut people out of your life, Capricorn. Maybe some of you are at the moment in June in a mild depression, you know. There is something that you are longing for and hoping for. And I feel like many of you are playing at least 4 or 5 or 6, 7 people of that listening to this video is feeling the need to, how can I put it, not following the law. Authority is going against authority, hate authority, everything that's telling you what to do you don't like. And that goes quite well with Capricorn, you know. And there, but this is also people around you, maybe especially if you are someone in Aries around you that's there is some negative about it, you know. Like I always say, that the Emperor often feel powerless, you know. That maybe because of the placement, maybe some of you have someone around you. How can I put it? It seems like someone else or someone around you. It seems like they are more powerful than you and that they control your destiny in some way and your life. That you are controlled by someone around you. Also, because when it comes upside down, the Emperor is not a nice person, you know. It's someone that uses power, and this is the only card that is talking about how outside influences on the reading on your life. And it seems like when it comes upside down, it's not a positive authority around you. It's people that is trying to control your destiny in some way, and that you feel like you are controlled. And you know, the same thing, you know, two sides of the same coin. So I feel like maybe people around you that hate authorities have pulled some negative power into your life. And that you should know that learning to surround yourself with rules and structure, that you might make yourself free. Maybe some of you, you know, it just comes into mind right now. And that was not me, that was spirit. So, and they say that this can stand for people that has control over your destiny. It can be your father, it can be your parents, it can be, you know, if you're child protective services, you know, the state. Maybe you're struggling to pay loans that you owe the government some money, you know. And oh, this year, oh, and it seems to me that for those of you that are in a position where you are leading, maybe a boss or something like that, that you are losing some of your authority. I don't know why, but I feel like many of you feel empty, threatened, and vulnerable in the month of June. It seems like you are not in touch with your masculine side, you know, the side of us all that, you know, if you're too much in touch with your feminine side and it's not in balance, either way, you know, it's, if you lack femininity, not in the way that you don't look feminine and so on, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about your feminine side, like your emotions and you know, when, how can I put it, when you are lacking and having problem, and when you are not in touch with your masculine side, it can create things in your life like you have trouble following the rules, you can have problem with taking leadership and power in your own life, speak up when you need to, you know, have the guts and the energy from having a balanced masculine side, you know, yin and yang. And it's very important, especially if you have Libra in your chart, that your scales is in balance, and that goes a little bit for everyone, no matter what sign you are in. And for you, Capricorn, this means that someone around you is trying to control you or have negative influence on you, that you're maybe surrounding yourself with people that makes you not able to following the rules, and maybe you are a follower when it comes to some people in your life that is not the best company, if I can say it like that, you know. And as I said, this woman, if she was on the right way, not upside down, because when she's upside down and in this position, you know, I feel like she's telling you about these people, cut these people out of your life, because though they both are upside down, and when they're both upside down, she's turning to him, you know. Let me hold the cards up for you. You know, when they're upside down in the right way, you know. So when they're upside down, both, she also points at him, the emperor, and she's telling you to cut some people out of your life and make some decisions. And when the emperor comes upside down in a placement that comes of outside influences, it's also telling me that maybe someone in personal relationship, business, or even friendship, that the emperor tells you and can be expression of a cold and calculating person that might be using you to reach their own goals, you know. You don't mean much to them. You are there only because they want you to and need you for something, or to make their own purpose and goals happen. They don't care what it does with you, you know. And the advice that you are getting with her placement upside down, because that's often a very bitter, cold woman that is living in her head. She's telling you to, giving you some advice that you should not trust women at this point of time, especially women. Maybe women or your friends, some girlfriend or women around you is talking bad behind your back. That is usually her domain, meaning upside down, you know. She is someone that can tell lies, and she's quite cold. She's not considering your emotions at all when she's upside down. And there's a warning if that's you acting this way, lying, talking shit behind people's back, and so on. She's telling you to be careful, because that card, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to throw this fucking chair out of. Let me continue. You know, 10 of Wands usually stands for a burden in some way. That you might be carrying a lot of burdens at this time, Capricorn. This is a burdensome time for many of you. And by doing this, talking bad behind other people's back, surrounding yourself with people that is willing to argue with you, you know, this behavior, whether that's around you or you acting this way, it comes in a position of advice. And it's telling you, if you continue doing that and not stop doing that, this negative thinking and so on, and negative words, you will end up with quite a burden, you know. And this is, thank God, a reading for the month of June, so it tells me that you might feel like this is a burdensome month for you, you know. And as I said, right now there is a decision that you need to make. Stop fooling yourself, or people around you might be fooling you. Maybe you are afraid of being fooled by others, and you're scaring yourself up with, you know, it seems like you are avoiding maybe emotions that are good for you, because all of the cards together tells me that many of you are, oh, what is that word in English? Selvbedrag. You're fooling yourself. That's the best I could do. But I feel like many of you are fooling yourself in some way. And I feel like many of you are surrounding yourself with friends that is not good for you in the long run. And they are not interested in and not considering your emotions, and they are only thinking about themselves. And I feel like someone around you is using you to reach their own goals. And you know, if you don't make up your mind and do something about it, you know, and if you listen to the advice that I'm giving you, though this might be a burdensome time for you, you know, I feel like because of this card stands for a burden and overworked, that you might be very tired at this moment. You know, many of you might be going to school, and you know, you are in the end of the school year, and many of you might be quite tired. And that's not maybe a lot of exams and, you know, tests and so on that's making you tired. But it seems like that is not a bad thing when it comes to, there's nothing here that says that school is something that you should avoid, you know. It's more that you might feel a little bit burdensome on other paths in your life, but that you, though this card stands for a burden, it might, and it's a fire sign, you know. It's a stands for the element of fire. So the burden might be attached to power and ambition, success, and so on, you know. There's a great deal of energy, and you might feel, especially when it comes to fire subjects, like I said, like power, ambition, and success, that you feel like there's a great deal of energy and force to steer into career questions and so on, you know. And it seems like there's very important to win, not really for the money or the status, you know, but because of the recognition and the realization of a dream in the long run. And it seems like you have been doing quite some hard work with yourself, and if not, it will be in the month of June, you know. And that at times it can seem like there's too much work, and you might, I feel like many of you, especially for those of you that are in the end of a semester or a course or something like that, that you is expressing doubt that if it's possible to reach it, the goal, you know, to make it to the end. But the car is telling you that it is possible, and even likely that you are going to stand, that you are going to be there in the long run. And as I said, the month of June might be a lot of feeling of overwork and you're trying to steer away from these chaotic emotions by focusing on work. And that is not always a bad thing, especially when it comes to career and so on, you know. And I feel like for many of you that, especially for those of you that have worked very hard finally you will get the recognition for the hard work that you've done. And it's telling you to be careful to think that career is the only thing that means something, you know. You should remember that you have freely taken on maybe a little bit too much, but there is this all over wish of succeeding, you know. But this overall wish of to success might be destroying other parts of your life, you know. And overall the cards is telling me to that you know, the bottom card that I always say is the theme of the reading is telling me that you, how can I put it, it seems like maybe your hopes has been damaged in some way. And I feel like many of you feel depressed in the month of June, and that you might ask yourself, you know, how, and that you might be pessimistic to the future, or maybe even you doubt your own gifts. You know, this theme of these cards might actually be real happenings, you know, or just exhaustion, that you you know the answer to that yourself, but there seems to be a great deal of tension, you know, when the star is upside down. Anxiety, tension. Maybe you feel like in the month of June that you overall that you are not a person that easily relaxes, you know, and can easily relax and go with the flow. Maybe your shoulders are up under your ears at the month of June because you have so much inside. And it seems like there is a great deal of pessimism that you need to deal with in the month of June to get where you really want to be, Capricorn. And of course you are heavy down by your ruler planet Saturn, of course, but remember that Saturn is not just a karma and destiny planet, you know, and he's not just hard lessons, but he's also the key to true happiness if you just learns to accept what really is. Not try to change people or surroundings that are not yours to change. You know, it's not you that is always right, you know. Capricorn can sometimes be a little self-righteous, and you know that you are not always right. Let people live their life and accept them for who they are. Accept yourself for who you are, because you know, usually we mirror ourselves in the behavior we have towards others, you know. What we don't like with others is what we fear inside ourselves, or even sides that you might have yourself that you don't like or don't want to acknowledge that you have. And you should remember, because of the bottom card, it's a major arcana also, And those are the most important cards in the whole lay here. And especially for those of you that are pessimistic about the future, remember that the star always is talking about hope. And as I said, there's a lot of tension when the star shows itself upside down. And you might have problems as a Capricorn to let loose and just shake things off, you know. That you might not have easy to relax and go with the flow. Maybe you just had enough of your situation and things around you, so that you feel the tension, as I said, because of your surroundings and your problems in the month of June. You know, remember that the star's message always talks about hope. And remember that the world doesn't stop if you take a pause to solve your own problems and do something that you need to do. And you need to do it because the card Judgment comes in the placement of now. And it tells you that if you are hesitating with something, you might lose someone or something that's very close to your heart and dear to you. You need to do something about things soon, because it might be too late soon. And it's telling you to act. And the star is again telling you that there is hope, and that though you feel like you're a little bit stagnant right now, and that you need to be a little bit in touch with your masculine side so that you can make decisions and act, you know. And the stars, when it comes to personal relationship, there can be problems because of the lack of trust to each other. Sexually, you know, the star expresses unsafetyness or difficulties with your sexuality in some way, or your sexual identity might be a problem for you. And that you or your partner feel maybe a little detached from your heart and not capable to express love in a natural and spontaneous way, you know. And tension and doubt and bad self-esteem, you know, doubting yourself and bad self-esteem can be the reason for much of your tension, you know. And I will, of course, lay more cards. 3 more times. Moving on, throat chakra and harmony. The bottom card is foundation and achievements. Yeah, you know. And your first card is number 6 in, let's see, so moving on. You know that you're about to embark on a much needed journey to leave the past behind. This card lets you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And it signifies that it's the time that has arrived in which a difficult cycle in your life is coming to an end. In the traditional tarot, you know, this card also implies traveling or going forward, involving crossing water or even moving abroad. Calmer waters are ahead, and with all the lessons that you learn from the past experiences, you're approaching this period having grown, and you're so much stronger for it. The healing process is underway, and now you can set your goals, desires, and objectives to secure a more positive and successful future, because your mind is more settled and less worried. Synchronistic events will bring the right condition and introduce people into your life for your highest good. So maybe it will get better, you know. Star always talks about hope. And you got the throat chakra, you know. The throat chakra, you know, is talking about maybe you need to balance and heal your throat chakra, where you sing, communication, you know, sound is from the throat chakra. The color of the throat chakra is blue, you know, just like my singing bowl. Isn't it sweet? Little and sweet. And the color is light blue, or can even be turquoise, and the sound is ham. You know, and the element is, of course, as I said, sound. The gland is the thyroid, you know, in your throat. The keyword is I speak. This chakra is, of course, located in the throat area, and communication, sound, creativity, and the ability of clairaudience, inner hearing, are associated with it. Many artists, speakers, writers and singers, and individuals involved in the creative arts will often have active throat chakras. To balance and stimulate this energy center, try humming, chanting, or singing out loud. It's a great tonic. Most important, If you have something to say, please speak up. When this area is fully activated, don't be surprised if you suddenly become creatively inspired when you activate it, or when it's activated, you know. And you got the third card, Harmony. Harmony stands for, in the original tarot, it stands for Gemini, you know, the lovers. This card signifies, you know, the possibility that a deep spiritual initiation, partnership, or union is taking place at this time, or is manifesting for the future. This doesn't always necessarily represent a love affair of the heart, but can signify other forms of relationships in your life, whether they're personal or business related. Remember, not all partnerships have to be one-to-one. They can be forged with a group or organization, a pet, or even incident or in situation. The Harmony card is calling to let you know that it's time for you to make choices in certain relationships. The bonds you form with others are really about you, even in the most difficult situation or situations. They are meant to be mirrors for you, always reflecting back what you need to see. Ask yourself, what am I learning from this relationship? What new qualities am I developing? Is this partnership for my highest good? How can I make it stronger? Are we teaching each other? What have I discovered? Or am I still uncovering about myself through this union? Or are the people in my life empowering and encouraging me to be all that I can? Within every relationship, there's an encoded lesson, you know, that you hopefully glean, or in some cases, one that you still need to learn. And you know that as I said, there seems to me that there's something that you should be moving on from, you know. Make that decision, make it happen before you lose someone or something that's dear to you. And speak up, speak out. Your throat chakra is telling you to go through where the harmony, go where the love is, you know. The bottom card you got was foundation and achievements. That was the bottom card. And this card confirms that what you've been building is now firmly established with a strong and solid foundation. You deserve this, and it's time for you to harvest the rewards for your efforts, you know. Like I said, for many of you that are in school, the end of the school year, your work has finally paid off, you know. Though you might have doubted that you will ever make it. For those of you that are not there yet, you will. And for those of you that have already experienced it, you will. You have done it, you know. And this is also a kind of confirmation about that, you know. that you have been built, or everything that you have been building is now firmly established with a strong and solid foundation. You deserve this, and it's time for you to harvest the rewards for your efforts. What you sowed, you now can reap. Be open to receive, as you worked hard and have given so much. Allow the universe to give a little bit back to you, for there has to. Let it give a little bit back to you, because it has to be uneven exchange of giving and receiving in order to prime the pump of gratitude and reinforce the law of attraction. Using the more traditional meaning in Tarot, this card represents a period of celebrations, peace, and prosperity. It may also imply a marriage or the buying of a land, or maybe even a new home. As you enjoy this time of relaxation that you so deserve, you know that nothing remains stagnant, and the winds of change are always at your door. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the last card is, of course, let's see what the animal spirits is telling you. Message has animal spirits for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. For the month of June. What animal has a message for Capricorn in the month of June? Three more times. 1, 2. You got elk. Wow. Let's see if we can just move that like that. So, you got the elk. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The elk is, of course, a earth sign, The moth, that is the bottom card, is air sign, So let's see what the elk has for message to you, Capricorn. Stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father. The great elk represents the earth element, as I said, and its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. You know, and when the elk is in balance, it is supportive, kind, and consistent. And when the elk is out of balance, is pretentious, high and mighty. And to bring it back into balance, eat and drink more consciously. And the bottom card was moth. It's beautiful. I will show it to you. Beautiful, beautiful. And the moth stands for, as I said, is the air sign. And it's impulsive, hasty, and wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we are attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of the great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery. You know, practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. And when the moth is in balance, is enthusiastic and whimsical. And when out of balance, it idealizes others and jittery. And to bring into balance again, finish a project. Make it a decision. Because, as I said, judgment upside down tells you that it's something that you are delaying, or there is a necessary decision that you are not making. And by maybe if you continue, this is the time, it says, to make your decision and do something about it, you know. Because if you don't, you will lose someone or something that is close to you and dear to your heart. So I will leave it at that, and I will take my chair to the next shrine. Blessed be, like and subscribe. Ha det bra, hej då, ciao ciao. And if you want a private reading, you can contact me on earthangeltarot@hotmail.com. And talk to you later. Any questions, comment down below. Bye.